guys, and welcome to another video. Apologies we haven't done one for a while, but we've been a little bit preoccupied with the new Austin 7. So
New's a bit of a far-fetch.
Well, yeah. So we're going to give you a bit of an update of what we've been doing on it, and actually probably first things first.
Oh, are we going for this now?
First things first.
So, we usually name all of our cars. Yep, we're one of those people. One of those people? We're those people. Anyway, so I was trying to come up with a name for this car. However, we found out it already has a name. So it's called Oslo, because it's OSL 420. Makes sense, doesn't it?
And that was Barry, the previous owner, who named that.
That was Barry, exactly. So this car was... we know quite a lot of history about it now. It was owned by Barry, and it was used in the VSCC for trial. I think only trials.
Did some trials, yeah.
Trials. In fact, there are some photos of it, which we'll see if we can...
We'll put those in the video.
Put those in the video of when it was last a car. There's a whole story with it. It was rebuilt and etc. etc. But yep, so there you go. It's called Oslo.
And to celebrate today, it's actually Ben's birthday tomorrow.
I know.
And he said, "What do you want to do for your birthday?" And his answer was,
"Spend the day working on the car."
So what better way to spend it? So we're going to have a full day today. We're going to capture some of that, but we're just going to give you a bit of an update on some of the things we've been doing.
So let's go round to the front first. Okay. So last time you saw the car, it had all the wings on the engine in it, the radiator attached.
It looked like a car, didn't it?
It looked like a car. It wasn't solidly attached. Anyway, as we do, we thought, we'll take everything off. So the engine was out in 40 minutes, I think. We did that
51.
51.
But that took the wings off as well.
Oh, yeah, so included 51 minutes one evening. The wings came off, and the wings have been prepped because they were a little bit
rusty.
Worse for wear, yes, by my granddad.
So hang on, let's go and have a quick look at those then.
Oh yeah, we'll go, and they've been primed, and they're all
all clean now. And ready for paint prep then to get them sprayed.
Yeah, and then the chassis has also been painted, again by my granddad. He's very handy with a paintbrush, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Admittedly, the leaf springs are painted, because I know someone will probably pick up on that and say leaf springs aren't meant to be. However, they weren't in the nicest.
No, it tidies them up. So
it is what it is with them. So yeah, the engine. Let's move over to the engine now. Here's the engine. We thought we'll strip it apart and check it. So we did, and
it was all good.
And it's all good. So it's been rebuilt now with new core plugs, head gasket, sump gasket,
new water outlet.
Yeah, and new studs. New head stud. Head studs.
Yeah, all new studs, manifold and head studs.
What else?
We thought we'd trial one of the neoprene sump gaskets on it, because we've got, on the Singer, it's got one of the cork ones and it always leaks. So we thought we would try the neoprene one, see if they're any better. Who knows?
But as they say, if it's leaking oil, at least you know it's got oil in it.
Absolutely.
Let's move on now.
We also sorted the steering out, because the steering link wasn't on properly when we first did it. So you can actually see the wedge that the Ulsters have to change the angle of the steering column, and now it's fully connected and very nice and tight, which is great.
The rear axle had been rebuilt.
Yep.
So
we're not touching that for the time being, are we?
That,
However, we did test it.
We did find out it's a 525.
Which is great.
Which is great, which will mean nothing to people who don't know Austin 7s and something to people who do know Austin 7s.
Yeah, but makes it useful for the gearing we want for the car.
Exactly. It's more useful, I think, for hill climbs.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do trials, you go way further into the fives, like 5, 6, 7, some people do. Anyway, but that's another story, as Ivan would say.
And you rebuilt all the brakes.
Yes, oh yes, I've forgot that. Brakes, rebuilt, and they're quite useful.
Yep, we do like brakes, but
however,
actually, they were in reasonably good nick, weren't they? The drums were good, and the shoes were actually pretty good as well.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, and the back's been refreshed as well.
Yep.
Painted and stuff.
So, shocks.
Shocks, right. So, the rear shocks on an Austin 7 are, you sort of have to build them onto the car, really, don't you?
Yeah, they sort of follow the principles of the old Andre Hartford shocks, with a timber disc in amongst various plates.
I was going to say, we found John Sutton's videos. John Sutton.
Yeah, John Sutton.
Very useful, and he talks about the beach discs and the brass discs as well.
And this was missing the brass discs, wasn't it?
So we've got some brass discs now, and apparently they make it a lot better. And yeah. Well,
and
we'll find out.
We've de-rusted all the original bolts, and as with everything, there's always something slightly special about these. And if you actually look, I'll find it there. These bolts, they have like a little lug on them to locate them and stop them spinning when they go through the shock. So really good to be able to keep the original ones on those. Then front shocks.
Front shocks. Well, shock.
Front shock, yeah, single shock for this one. So on this one, again, we've had them blasted, painted. We've also rebuilt all the drop links with new bushes and new fibre washers in them. You can see the new timber discs in there. No brass discs on the front one. So that this literally just has the timber discs, which are soaked in tallow. Which is an oil to basically make them.
It's a fat, I think, isn't it?
It's a fat. It's an animal fat.
Yeah, it's a fat.
So not a vegan car.
No, not a vegan car.
So that's really the update of where we are at the moment. We're also building a close ratio gearbox. For the time being, we're going to put the standard box, this one here, back in the car, and hopefully get that in today with the engine and a few other bits and pieces. Oh, seats.
Well, I'll nerd out about the close ratio gearbox in a future episode.
You nerd out.
Yeah.
Seats.
Right, so we're in a little bit of a different situation. In when I bought the car, we'd already got the seat covers.
So the leather seat covers are made.
So Ulsters should have had. Most people just do a plywood sort of back and sit it against the bulkhead. Anyway, they should have had a frame. So
an ash frame, like you had in a lot of traditional cars.
Like here, if you look. Well, it doesn't sit here; it sits under it, but my hand's in the way. And then webbing goes on that, and so you sort of sit back into the seat. However, Peter Knowles, the man who made the frame, which by the way, his workmanship is very good.
Absolutely superb.
Really good.
Great turnaround in less than 2 weeks from a template that we did for this car. And he was
so if it was wrong, it was my fault anyway.
And he was a little bit nervous because this car's actually got a slightly elongated cockpit in it. So the position of the bulkhead and the rear of the cockpit is slightly different to other cars. So he was a little bit nervous about making it. But we brought it over, an absolutely perfect fit.
Frame, which you'll see us put in today. Bases we need to make. I would have got, Peter Knowles also makes the bases and he makes really nice bases. However, 2 issues. Number one, because of the bulkhead issue being in a slightly different place, it means that the curve may have not aligned properly or whatever. I've explained that in a really bad way, but I hope you know what I mean. And also, the covers are already made, so we need to make the bases to the covers.
So actually, the fold in the floor is slightly, that's in the same position as a standard car, but it goes further back. So actually, the bases that he normally makes would be slightly the wrong profile. So we thought it's a fairly simple bit of joinery for us to make those. So we're going to make those ourselves, and we can then make them match the covers properly as well.
So, plan for today: engine in, suspension fitted, seat frame
in, possibly with webbing.
Yeah, in. Which, as you can see, we need to scarily drill some holes.
Yeah, it's reinforcement. It'll make it better.
Well, no, to be fair, it has the bulkhead and the frame, so it should be quite stiff in the rear. We need to look in the future of reinforcing the body at the front.
Yeah, because apparently they do crack.
They all do.
And at the bulkhead position if you're not careful.
Just the Brooklyn screens on.
Yeah, because the normal screen actually stiffens it up, and you actually see the movement in the frame here if we do it.
So yeah,
let's crack on. We're now going to fit the gearbox back to the engine and the clutch. As you see, the clutch actually works by a series of 3 paddles and quite an intricate release bearing that goes on the inside with 2 lever arms with a manual clutch pedal that moves those lever arms out. Actually, that was worth checking. That is not. That is spinning round. I'll tell you why. Because the clutch pedal's not bolted on properly. That's all right. I was just checking that the it was actually the shaft was moving on it. So then we've got to align these with the 3 holes in here and then bolt it all back together. As you can see, the gearbox itself is absolutely minuscule. If you compare it with the size of my hand, it's amazing. 3-speed, direct drive, crash box. This is the standard box, which looks in reasonable condition. So we're going to put this back in the car for now, and then we'll probably try the close ratio box once we have built the car back up. There we go, and she's on, so just bolt it all up. An important thing on these is to get it all bolted up before it goes in the car, because actually apparently 2 of these bolts are totally inaccessible once it's in the car, so get it all bolted up in place. On the plus side, like Ben said in the start of the video, it only took us 51 minutes to get the whole front end stripped down and the gearbox out, so it's not the end of the world if we've got to pull it out again at some point, but rather not do jobs twice if we can get away with it. So there we go, we've nearly got the seats done. We got the webbing in on the one side, the ash frame went in beautifully, thanks to Peter Knowles who did that and made that for us. Just from a template, it fits absolutely perfectly. So really pleased with that. We've got a few little tweaks to do. The screws are pulling a little bit through the side, so we're going to use some machine screws to bolt those through. As you can see just here, it's just pulling the ash out a little bit. We probably will get a screw through there down into the ash. But a pretty productive day. We didn't get the engine in, we got the rear shocks on, but then discovered that actually the bolt that supports the leaf spring at the back wasn't in on one side, and we put it in on the other side, but unfortunately managed to bend a wheel nut on this side trying to get this one in. So whilst the shocks are all on, we've got to get a hub puller now to pull the hub and get that rebuilt, but a good day's work all in all. What do you reckon, B?
Fantastic, I'm happy.
So thanks for watching. See you next time.